Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binaries. Welcome to a brand new toolbox in the Chamber of the Wraiths, well, toolbox, I guess. My name is Barbara, and today we're going to be tackling ShareFACTOry Studio for the PlayStation 5. Which, by the way, this mic is actually built into the PS5's controller, so let me know if the mic quality is good or not. I'm sure we'll be able to see eventually. Now, I wanted to do this because I loved doing ShareFACTOry update videos back in the day, when 3.0 came out, and oh my god, look at all these features! But that never became, but after a while, ShareFACTOry didn't do anything, and I moved on to Premiere, and that was that. However, with some complications, let's say, I am going to be predominantly using the PS5 for a lot of my video editing in the future, which will include some stuff that, well, we'll see if it's on the table or not. But for now, let's quickly cover all of the ShareFACTOry Studio settings, starting with the toolbox. Let's see, and I will explain very quickly what has been updated since then. When you import music now, it is very much the same. However, you get about 3 3/4 gigabytes of space. As you can see, you still use the same directory style. Just put music, ShareFACTOry, and it'll recognize it instantly. Here I have the Superman theme, but I'm not going to play it because, well, I don't feel like it, and I can't imagine that that would go over well for audio for certain videos. But in this case, why the heck not? Here, we can import videos. As far as I know, there does not appear to be an upper limit, but the last time it was, I believe it was about 2 gigabytes, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Next up, you can also import images, 64 megabytes worth, which is really not that much these days. I mean, my phone takes pictures that are almost 10 megabytes in some instances, so yikes. But then we have import sound effects, 256 megabytes. You would need to have a new ShareFACTOry sounds folder, but if you have your own libraries of sound effects, you can get up to 256 megabytes worth of them. And for those who are astute enough to notice, yes, sound effects are indeed new, and we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Right now, though, we're going to hop into the photo editor, as this is a new thing this is not new, actually, this is relatively old, but this is a good time to kind of show off some of the other things here, because they are no longer they're no longer themes, they are creator packs, where, you would have certain themes, horror, 80s synthwave, classic arcade, cyberpunk, and so on. Look, they even have a tabletop RPG, but you also have simple, which doesn't have anything. Which doesn't have any of its own screenshots, at least. Whereas anime has its own inspirations, creator pack has its own, you get the idea. Let's do simple for now, as the only other two that are, well, there isn't Eclipse or any of the others, which you would get in a standard one, but you would get solid color and the like. Now you'll notice that screenshots are captured in 4K, so that is a big deal when it comes to editing because 4K pictures are stunning. So for the time being, if we're going to futz around with stuff, let's futz around with these two pictures of Kratos and Aloy in Fortnite in their PS5 exclusive skins, because, you know what, why the hell not? I still play Fortnite from time to time, so that will be fun. You can choose the color of one side or the other, choose your screenshots, pan and zoom, nothing really new here. When you go to take a look at filters, however, you'll notice that they did a different sort of preview, which doesn't really work in my opinion, but these are basically the same as, the filters that you'd be used to before. So if you were to use, say, posterize, well, there you go, now it's fully posterized. Isn't that fun? You could also still add vignettes, and, well, it looks like there's supposed to be something for screenshot settings, but I don't know how to access that. Maybe it's just a one and done sort of deal. Nothing to write home about here. Let's move on to the penultimate thing, the bits. This is a new feature that was implemented in ShareFACTOry Studio that basically lets you make shorts. So if we were to say pick the cartoon bit, and if we were to say pick the pick this video, or no, let's pick a longer video. If we were to pick this video, well, you get your own shorts. and where you can put them and things like that. But you only get 15 seconds. So this is better for if you're building a short for YouTube, for instance. But that's neither here. But that's not really what I'm here for. Oh, what is demo mode? Oh, okay. So it's just the demo mode chicanery. But now, let's take a look at the new video project creator. The main reason why you would want to be here in the first place. You have all of your themes from before, but the simple creator pack only includes stinger clips. It doesn't include anything else. So if you want a quick and dirty custom thing, so if you want like a quick and dirty, I'm gonna go straight into the simple creator pack and make my own shit with the game footage that I have, there you go. But if you want to use themes, or creator packs rather, you still can. If we were to use this theme, you can kind of see that you can still preview stuff as always. Interesting. And you have various different kinds of themes that you can find relevant. And each will have their own transitions and the like. One thing to keep in mind is that, as far as I'm aware, there are no downloadable creator packs yet, which is a little bit strange, as this is a 3-year-old app. But I can't seem to find any way to download them, but maybe I can throw in some corrections when I do a quick double check after I record this. But let's make a quick project using the PlayStation Creator Pack. In all of these fashions. And just for shiggles, we're going to use a few Jurassic World Evolution clips that include trophy sequences, which you can see in your icons in the bottom left. You pick this, you can rename it whatever you would like, and we can continue. Now, as you can see, everything works just fine and dandy. You can even see, when it comes to the trophy savings, ta-da! How you won the trophy. The last 15 seconds of how you won the trophy. And, well, ding! Me actually getting it. Including a slightly embarrassing bit of bankruptcy that didn't actually really matter. Whereas, if you were to record a clip separately and then get a trophy, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be a thing. Now, let's quickly talk about what has changed. And that is, firstly, that track 2 is still a thing. You will need the HD camera to record your video, but you don't need to record audio because, check this out, I can record audio directly. Hello, hello, test, test, test. Now let's give it a listen. Hello, hello, test, test, test. See, it's not so bad. It's actually not a bad mic. I do apologize if the volume levels go crazy, though, because, you know, I move this thing around a lot. Maybe not the best for, like, professional recording for audio, but it's a good way to kind of keep the chat rolling, rolling, rolling. Now, when we add overlays, you'll notice that you have static, animated, tags, and theme-specific stickers. So if I do PlayStation-specific stickers, look, there's a little ID badge and various little stickers that are related to the PS5. Then you have animated stickers, which, you know, they animate, which is pretty freaking cool. Even if some of them are a little bit cheeky, you know, but it's still kind of cute. You can even throw your own text in there to make that. That'd be pretty sweet. If only there was other things you could do. But you can see the idea. You've got animated stickers for various things if you want to be snarky, let's say. Or plug your Twitter, or plug your YouTubes, or things like that. There's more options to be had. Or if you just want to look at silly kitties doing weird chicanery. There's tons of them here that you can go through. Some of them apparently have audio too, which is hilarious. How convenient. This will come in handy for later. But when we take a look at other stickers, if we go back to static stickers, you can see there's all kinds of new ones and old ones that you would be familiar with if you wish. Just the little things that help you spice up a video, let's say. And then you can even do tags. Boom. Your PSN ID as your samples. What do you want? But it's, as far as I'm aware, it's only yours. But this would be like your username. at the Chamber of the Wraith. Go to the Chamber of the Wraith or whatever, which is pretty handy. They really professed the hell out of this. Then you have the text category, which comes into two flavors. First off, they did this ABG thing, which is new, but the fluorescent font is brand new. Otherwise, most of these are fonts you're already familiar with and sizes you're tolerable with. But when you do PlayStation text, for instance, you find they have theme-specific text that is separately accessible, which is pretty sweet, in my opinion. Then we come to the sound effects, which I believe there are theme-specific ones, but these are applied like camera effects or text. So let's say you want to throw in one of these, or
a few moments later.
Which is, I love that they threw these in.
A few moments later.
And again, some of them are, why?
Get your baited. Get right.
Get you baited!
Get wrecked.
Why not just do this yourself, you know? But they're cute. And some of them are fun, like,
Yeah, boy.
that's not how you say that.
Yeah, boy.
Closer.
Oh.
You get the idea. These silly little things, if only there's a way to just shut it up while you're scrolling through them. I'm not going to scroll through them all because that is annoying really fast. But that is the sound effects feature, which can include your custom ones, which is huge. And of course, you have your typical camera effects, which are just various things like fixing the focus and how long the effect is, or what have you. Nothing too crazy there. Nothing that you're unfamiliar with. The transitions, however, have changed in a few different ways. A lot of the old ones, like the Delson Row ones, are gone, replaced with various standard ones. Like, say, this one. But you'll notice, but one thing that I think goes overlooked is the fact that you can set the volume as well, which sets the volume down to 0%, meaning now it's just that. One other new feature that you can do, if you notice the square with the square button, everything has kind of been expanded out. You can directly replace clips now. So if you want to replace this clip with something longer, actually, it looks like it puts it at the same length, which is super helpful, because if you have a specific block of a handful of clips and you realize, let's say this is the wrong one, which it isn't, but let's say that's the wrong one. I can go replace it with a new one. Oh, that's a little sneak peek for later. But let's replace this with one of the Jurassic World clips again, just to be safe. Yeah, this one. And we'll even lengthen it. Is lengthen a word? I don't think you could play that in Scrabble. But one thing you can also do from the square button is you can change how playback works. You can go forward or reverse, or you could do a boomerang effect, wherein you can play the whole clip, like this clip, for instance, of me doing dumb stuff with a vehicle in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Whee! And down he goes! And when it comes to a stop, do I have to make it longer? I'm pretty sure I was supposed to... Hold on. Oh, I didn't confirm it. Confirm. Select confirm. There we go. So now... all of a sudden, it's going backwards. But notice that there's no audio. Probably because reversing the audio would have been its own thing. But you can throw in your own fun for weird stuff. And if you're wondering what reverse sounds like, if that changes anything, well, select, confirm. Apparently, oh, I see. So it has sound one way or the other. but I don't think it has sound if you do rebound. Yeah, no, it doesn't have sound if you rebound, which is totally fine. But anyways, that's one of the new features that they added, which is super duper cool and can make for fun little boomerang effects, especially if your clip is really, really fast. You can still access the time speed chicanery, but that's nothing really all that new. But one thing you also can do, I think that's pretty much everything. You can still split your clips, you can still edit your filters, nothing has changed all that much. But you'll notice that the previews are different. They last through the whole clip, but they're in little choppy bits of any highlights that might be there, like when the tumble is crazy and when I'm sliding on the roof of the car, for instance, which can be helpful if you're trying to find things that you're looking for. There are still only 3 channels of audio, channel 1, channel 2, and music, and music still operates under the basis of, well, lowering the volume of the clip by default. But if we were to, let's say, make a Danger Room, which is a ShareFACTOry, a ShareFACTOry original, so this shouldn't cause me any trouble. So notice how it gets loud real quick, right? Well, I could go to music volume, click left or right on prioritize, and then adjust the volume from here. Otherwise, it's basically the same. One thing you can also do is when you trim your music, you can now actually see the proper waveform, which is hilarious because the old waveform for ShareFACTOry was hilariously dumb. You can still preview music as always, sort of, go by category, and check it out. You even get different categories. For instance, locking horns under the blues category. Or, if you want something a little more fun, the so-called heavy metal track. Which actually sounds pretty sweet. But as you can see, there's just all kinds of fun themes that you can do. How about something from Latin? Which is super handy, which means now, this is by default, by the way, you don't have to go scrolling through all the defaults and then be like, oh, shit, what is all this? You can go by category, like for a category you think is appropriate, like, I don't know, heavy metal. Throw this in there, and then you've got themed stuff for themed music if you want to have a themed thing without having to worry about copyright. That's not gonna have me make videos exclusively with ShareFACTOry studio music, but I think it would be a fun idea for a couple of just random things here or there if I want to do something different than wait. Am I supposed to be saying something here? Really? What do you mean? Well, I mean, yeah, when you render the video, you can choose its render settings. Look, you can make it like MP4, which is 1080p, or you can upscale it to 4K, but what's that got to do with the past? Oh, right. Okay, I guess we can show them that. Well, please enjoy.